So we last weekend we missed the opening of Despicable Me, uh, which Despicable Me is going to be slightly hard to talk about from a numbers perspective because the darn smart people opened up on a Wednesday right before July 4th,
Yeah.
which means the weekend over weekend comparisons are slightly misleading and hard to apply.
Yes. Yeah.
Now that being the case, it's its second weekend. It clearly took the box office in the second weekend with a mere 40% drop, which even if you assume that initial, like, it would have been more of a drop if the money that they had made the previous Wednesday and Thursday had gone into Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mhm.
Uh, that's still a really healthy hold, and a $10,000 per theater average is nothing to scoff at.
No, that is not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not down that much from the 17,000 average the week before. I should say, I mean, that's a 40% drop, but it's like, oh no, we can make payroll this week. Darned, say the movie
Yeah.
theaters.
Yeah.
So I don't really have an opinion on this movie one way or the other. Despicable Me is not a franchise I have a whole lot of use for.
Yeah. I watched I've seen the first two. I think I haven't seen the third one, and I've seen both of the Minions movies. I mean, they're entertaining enough to hold your attention, but they're not like Pixar in its heyday.
I'm tempted. Was it the third one that had one of the guys from South Park in it as a voice?
Probably.
I'd be tempted just to see what they did for his character, but like I remember I watched part of the first one and walked out on my parents who were watching it. Like, no, no, thank you. And then back in my days as a substitute teacher, I ended up watching it with the class, and I thought, okay, this one's reasonably entertaining. It's just very much like cinematic junk food,
Yeah.
or maybe junk food is being too cruel. It's cinematic comfort food. It isn't going to make you question your place in the world or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. Mm.
That is not what illumination animation is about.
Yeah.
Coming in at second, we have our biggest new release. We have Long Legs, which
Mhm.
I'm assuming is a horror movie based on the fact that it was actually released in theaters and made money.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I saw Film Thread's review of it. It's very much in the vein of Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Yeah, and it got good reviews from Chris Gore. I can't remember when Alan Ning thought of it.
I think is Alan the one who isn't much of a horror guy? I seem to recall that coming up.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah. Continuing to move down, the big winner is Inside Out 2, and I can't see Despicable Me dethroning it. It has such a strong opening that it's just
Yeah,
insurmountable. But boy, I think the biggest difference with this box office compared to previous ones is that actually I don't even know if this was released in China. Well, it was, but it's like very small and muted.
mm, man.
35 million after a couple weeks, or actually after a month or so. So the era where Hollywood has any reason to listen to the Chinese Communist Party about what they should be putting in the movies so it can release in China is kind of over. At least it should be if anybody's being smart about it.
Oh yeah.
Because like that was
Jeez.
always fool's gold anyway because of how little they actually got from it. I swear they mostly did it for like bragging rights and maybe having like a Chinese company invest money in the movie itself.
Yeah. Hopefully those days are, yeah, like you said. Hopefully those days are long gone.
Yeah. So then we got A Quiet Place Day One, which holding on pretty well. 116 million. Okay. with the troubles Paramount's been having, I'm sure this is very happy for them.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they had any other movies this year that hit 100 million.
I don't think so.
Let's see here. Well, this isn't helpful. I want. Should, okay, well, I guess their market share is. Yeah, their market share is actually up year over year. so
Hmm.
that's good for them.
Yeah.
But this isn't showing their releases just for 2024. Actually, upcoming releases, no. Yeah, yeah, not too helpful. What the
Hmm.
2026 Aang the Last Airbender? No. What
Oh,
is this?
what?
Untitled animated Aang Avatar film? No. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
All right, moving down the list. Fly Me to the Moon, 10 million opening, which I think this has some names. It has Tatum and Johansson.
Hmm.
Tatum has really turned into like a rom com guy.
Yeah. Well,
Production
yeah.
budget 100 million. Oof.
That's a lot. That most of that was probably everyone's salary.
Yeah. I watched the film threat review of this one. Chris Gore hated it, and I think Alan was more positive on it. It just sounds like they turned the Apollo 11 mission into a rom com,
Yeah.
which I could see having mixed results.
Yeah.
But yeah, that thing is bombing compared to its budget, which means that all the money they're making from Bad Boys Ride or Die is probably getting sucked up by that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Which, well, that's the movie biz.
Yep.
Speaking of, well, that's the movie biz. Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1. Kevin
Oh.
Costner's movies that it's on the list of movies that probably should have been a TV show.
Yeah. Yeah. From what I hear, it's 3 hours and it's only part one. It's supposedly like 4 parts, I think, or something.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
part two is finished. They were going to release it with like next month, which is kind of an insane window. So that's probably getting kicked back to try to give this a chance to get some more buzz because it sounds
Yeah.
like they're going to try to get it, get it over on streaming and video on demand because theater demand is not very high.
Right. Yeah.
Rounding out the top 10, you know that the numbers are small when the numbers doesn't bother to actually number any of these.
Yeah.
Um, Maxine
Ooh.
uh, at in its second weekend at 2 million, which I did not actually hear anything about this movie. I just know it exists.
Mm. Yeah. I don't
Adult
know
film
much about
star
it
and
either.
aspiring actress Maxine Minks finally gets her big break. And as a mysterious killer stalks the starlets of Hollywood, a trail of blood threatens to reveal her sinister past. Okay, that premise isn't getting me.
No.
Then rounding out the top 10, we have Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot, which, slightly underperforming the previous one in the series, which I know
Yeah.
okay, it isn't actually a continuation of A Sound of Freedom, but
Yeah.
they're definitely trying to go for the same sort of thing. But it'd be kind of stupid to figure that you could like replicate that. So hopefully
Yeah.
they didn't sink too much money into it.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Yeah.
They did line up a distribution deal with the Daily Wire, so I guess they have alternative sources of funding besides box office receipts, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this better be the right Lion King that they've re-released. It is
Oh, yeah,
good.
it is. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they put the Lion King out. It is. Is it the highest grossing Disney animated one of all time? Like 2D animated? If it isn't,
Maybe.
yeah. From what I've heard, that everyone was really surprised at just how successful The Lion King was, because it was basically animated by their B team.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you that you can't, that's the movie business. You can't count on anything.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But what I will say is that it's nice to actually have some big numbers to report. In that, while there are bombs on this list, it's not, well, there's another bomb.
Yeah.
There's another bomb.
Yeah.